What's going on, family? Shalom, shalom, guys. You know, the last video, you already know what happened. Um, Baby girl is here. So, everything is well. We are back home. Everything is going well. Everything is getting back to normal in a way. So, of course, when you have a baby, you got a different sleep schedule. So, things are good. Hope all is well with you guys. Peace and blessings to you and your household. I hope that you are realizing how blessed you are, because you are blessed and you do need to know that. So if you are watching this, guys, make sure you like the video. Leave your comments below. Share this with someone that you love and appreciate. And yeah, this video I'm gonna be talking about a lot because we've been seeing a lot. You know, I haven't like really been on my phone or on a TV or anything, but I've been seeing videos about certain things, and it's causing me to say these things, and people need to really realize what's really happening. Because if you don't, like I say, you're just going to be left behind. So if it's not one thing, it's another. Always, it's always going to be something that they trying to push on you. It's always going to be something that they're trying to put fear in you, not to move. You get what I'm saying? They're going to put all this stuff that's happening in the world, all this stuff that's happening in America, and then you're going to feel like you cannot do anything, right? You feel like you just stuck and you just don't have control of your body in a way. You get what I'm saying? And that's the bigger picture, is control. That control, they want the control. They want you to obey them rather than obeying Yahuwah. You get what I'm saying? And that's very important. This is something that, the last couple, I'll say the last week or so, I had a couple clients calls, couple one-on-one consultations, right? And for me, I talk to them real, I tell them the truth of everything and stuff like that. But for me, it's more of, I can hear what they're saying, of course, but I also can hear and feel what they're not saying. And I believe it's that fear of not knowing. It's that faith that people really need to have in these last days. It's a lot of people that do not have faith. You gotta know that everything's gonna be okay when you do the unknown. You get what I'm saying? So this is why I say, like, the things that I just saw. So I know you guys saw this video right here of this guy driving on an interstate. He's driving on an interstate, and then the plane hits him. So this is making me think about, like, dang, they're really trying to have people be scared of flying. You get what I'm saying? We did a video about Spirit Airlines, and um, the airlines are shutting down. Now they're talking about cutting jobs at airlines and airports and stuff like that. So it's like, either it's going to be so expensive where you cannot travel, or you're just going to feel like that you're not, um, or I'll say you're fearful of traveling. You get what I'm saying? So we know that they said May to October they're going to be cutting a lot of flights in O'Hare, Chicago, right? And that's a big hub of international flights that goes in, that comes in, that goes out. You get what I'm saying? So um, this is something that I believe is going to be bigger than what people realize. It's either, this is why we always say it's going to be on that side of the world of Canada, possibly Greenland. Let me start from the top. You got to think about Trump now. Greenland, Canada, North America, Mexico, the Gulf of Trump, or the Gulf of America, I should say. Uh, South America. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be that side of the world, trading with a lot of things, traveling, and stuff like that. Or this side of the world of, you get what I'm saying, the Middle East. We can say some European countries, of course, Africa, India, Asia, Australia and stuff like that, and the islands on this side of the world. And I say Hawaii can be over there with America, because it is America, right? Because I recently talked to a couple that's been abroad, and it was a blessing to get the wisdom from them, they've been in Hawaii for 22 years, right? Um, from America, but they live in Hawaii. And I was asking them, okay, yeah, like I'm glad that you are in Hawaii. I know that you're interested in coming here on this side of the world to Mauritius. And I was just kind of uh, asking, how much is this? How much is that? How much would a two-bedroom apartment be fully furnished? Right. That's how I get a basis of how a country expenses is going to be. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, probably like it's probably not going to be fully furnished. It might be partly furnished, and it's gonna probably be like 3,000, 3,200 or something. I'm like, whoa, like, man, that's totally opposite. Over here, you can find a two-bedroom fully furnished, not partly furnished, fully furnished. You get what I'm saying? For less than 700 if you know how to do your research and connect with the right people. And that just told me right there, they're pricing a lot of people out. If you don't have a steady income, if you do not have, you know, or I'll say, if you're not making at least 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000, really, to be honest, I did the research, and they're starting to say you need to make $200 an hour now just to survive in America, just because things are getting overpriced, things are inflating. I know the oil chart is just going up and down, up and down. I know yesterday it fell a big amount. This is why you need to have that skill set. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but you know how I feel about knowing how to trade, knowing how to invest, what to invest in, um, when to get out, and things like that. So they're pricing everybody out. They're pricing the middle class out. So they're saying that one person needs to make I want to say $120,000 a year just to survive in a way. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, man, like it's not like that over here. It's not like that. So that's why I say at the beginning of the video, faith without works is dead. You gotta have that faith. You really gotta have that faith. And when you put that work with your faith, it's gonna be okay. I promise you that. I promise you that. It's not time to sit around thinking that, and I'll say this, I'll bring it back to the couple that was in Hawaii, right? I believe that the only thing that was stopping them was waiting until next month to retire, right? And I can see that, everyone has different situations, but I know that they are set up. They brought a house in Hawaii, they got a house in the States, and they had a apartment in South Africa, right? So I'm trying to, I break down a lot of things when it comes down to strategizing and picking the right country. Because if you pick the wrong country, South Africa, right? You see what's going on in South Africa right now. That was a good question that our client yesterday had about protests. That's something that people don't think about. When stuff like this happens, and you go to a country and you want to just go explore the city or something, then the next thing you know, you see a whole protest coming down the street, and if you're a foreigner and they feel like you don't belong there, then what? So it really gets deep that way. This is what we break down on one-on-one consultations. This is what we break down for sure in Mature Adult Intensive. Uh, Cohort 9 is going to be open probably the end of this week. So if you guys are interested, you can definitely email us at journeywithus, the number 4, the letter U, at gmail.com. And yeah, any questions, you can let me know. But this is very important because it's going to come a time, and I can kind of see it. And I'm glad that the people that we talk to, I can keep it real with them. They can understand truth. They can accept truth. It's not like being offensive for anything, or they're taking offense to things that I say or the things that we say. Um, it's going to come a time where people are going to be scattering out. It's going to be like a rush, right? But they don't know where to go. So they're going to choose the wrong country. So this is our biggest thing. We do not want people to choose the wrong country when you are moving. So yes, of course, there's tons of countries out here, but you have to break down certain things like safety. You have to break down ease to do business. You have to break down how is the government treating the citizens? How is, the food there? How is the, the produce there? How is, the fruits and stuff like that? How is the houses? Like, what's the cost of that? How is transportation? How is this? Like, how do you feel about this and that? And the big thing is the corruption. And the time that we are in with Donald Trump going back and forth talking about, oh, the war is going to end. Iran talking about, I believe I just saw something like that. The war is going to end, and it's just like they just playing with a lot of people's emotions. So that's why I say you have to choose what's really important to you and do it. Keep your head down. Of course, pay attention to what's going on, but it is time to move a certain way. You have to be diligent in what you do. Like really, you have to have that discernment because your next move has to be a best move. Because if not, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna go through things that you don't need to go through in this time. So this is why we are here. This is why we go through the things and we have the experience that we have because we do the research that we do because it's very important. This is how we love our neighbor. This is how we really help our community. And it is a community. It's a community on the ground, and there's a community digitally too. So that's why I say once you do a one-on-one call, once you join a mature adult intensive, you're going to be behind the scenes with the people that is here on the ground. If it's Mauritius, if it's Kenya, if it's Ghana, if it's Botswana, if it's Asia, some countries in Asia, we know people. If it's South Korea, um, get what I'm saying? Even if it's Mexico or Panama, we got some people in the group from in Mexico and Panama, um, and that's something that I believe that's the biggest thing, especially now if you are in a community that can like really give you the right information and you can understand that hey, this is very important, right? So I know that was a lot, but that's something that just been on my heart. Like you cannot be fearful. Don't be fearful of what's going on. Don't feel like you can't move because you can. You just really got to step out on faith no matter what it is. Like I know a lot of people um message me and contact us about, hey man, I would love to, comment below in videos. Man, I would love to leave, but my finances. Look, there's so many ways to, make some extra cash now with, this technology and AI and stuff, where, that's something that you have, of course you have to do it. It's not like you do something one day and then boom, all praise it will happen like that for you. I hope it does. But you still got to put a little work behind it. You still got to put some elbow grease in it. You get what I'm saying? You still got to make sure that you have the understanding because you don't want to do something and then you don't know how to work the system and stuff. So that's very important. But yeah, it's really time because things are just going to keep getting worse. If it's not one thing, it's another, guys. It's not time to just sit on your hands. It's really time to be diligent in the next move that you do, and you can do it. It's not hard. Make everything simple. This is what I always tell my clients, my trading students and stuff. Make it simple. Don't make it difficult. Make it super simple. Every decision, make it simple. Make it one option, two option, possibly three, depending on how you are breaking things down. So, yeah. Um, and yeah, guys, make sure you like the video. Leave your comments below. Check the links in the description if you guys would love to do a strategy call because, man, I've been really helping some people like choose the right country. They say one country and then I break things down and certain visas and certain residencies and the ease to do stuff and certain prices. Then they start to realize, okay, let me do more research about this country because that country doesn't have this, that country doesn't, the immigration or the government. You can see how they treat foreigners and their citizens too. So that's very important, guys. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Shalom, shalom, peace and blessings to you. And I will be talking to you guys soon. I know behind the scenes, me and my wife are going to do a video about our experience here on the island of Mauritius, um, about our experience in the hospital. And yeah, it's a good experience. It's a good. I believe both of us have, different viewpoints in a way. For me, I'm like, man, all praises. We are here. Everything went well. I mean, certain things happen and stuff, but everything went well overall. And the baby's here. My wife is healthy. And yeah, yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Shalom.